Hey, Planeswalkers, hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today is one of my favorite days. We have tier list day. We're doing things a little bit different for you. So love to hear your feedback as always. But with that said, we are focused on Alchemy here. I want to get this to you before Kamigawa comes out because it's going to be important. So stay tuned because we'll talk about that here as things evolve over time. So appreciate you tuning in. Flip me a like, smash the subscribe. It's yours truly, Mythras, here as your host here on the channel. If you, on top of that, happen to have a question or comment, you can let me know down below, and feel free to hop on the Discord server. That's in the details along with today's timestamps, where I will break down kind of the tier list stuff. Additionally, we'll walk through those tier lists and then do a little bit of a retrospective for today's episode. So again, thank you as always. Great way to support the channel. Thanks to all the supporters. Much appreciated. So into it here today. So what's a tier list? Tier list is a stack rank when we approach it purely from an untapped perspective and all things on Arena. This is a pure stack rank of the best decks in terms of win rate. So that is very, very important to understand. We'll talk through that a little bit more during today's episode. So with that, what do we have? So first I started out as a blowout picture. We will go to Mythic first and work our way back because we'd like to see the key decks being played in Mythic, and then additionally the stuff that's happening in the more competitive scene. Now, last but not least, this is post bans and changes and rebalancing, particularly for Alchemy. So it's a huge thing to be cognizant of here and important again as we kind of begin to have some of these broader discussions around Kamigawa. So biggest things here: Orzhov Control, Orzhov Clerics are the two dominant decks for Mythic, so you want to pay attention to that. Keep an eye out. Now the match count's very low. Total match count's also very low for Mythic. So what happens when we get a little bit bigger picture? Again, of the more competitive scene, we see 56,000, so a little bit more active there. Selesnya Life Gain. If you happen to watch the tournament, the multiverse, that is what I was on, and that is what I took it home in terms of best of three. Now again, this is best of one, but I did the best of one route, and then I switched up my own best of three deck list, and certainly readily and available to share with you either way. And if you really want it, you can come say hi in the Discord server. So with that, no carrot there. With that, how does this breakout look? We got Selesnya Life Gain, Gruul Werewolves, very powerful deck. We saw two of those in the top four in the tournament, and again, very powerful in general. Esper Clerics there as well. Orzhov Clerics, Rakdos midrange, Orzhov Control, Mono Green, Rumpty Stompy also made a good showing. Mono Black Control, Mardu Clerics, Naya Werewolves, Orzhov Adventures, Mono Black Sacrifice, Izzet Mill was in there, Boros Dragons taking a hit, Azor's Control, and Esper Dungeon being another new one. So these are some of the cool decks in best of one. In terms of how we would break this down, tier one's probably Selesnya, Gruul, Esper, Orzhov Clerics. Tier two, Rakdos, Orzhov Control, Rumpty Stompy, potentially Mono Black Control, Mardu Clerics, Naya Werewolves, Orzhov Adventure, Mardu, Izzet, Boros Dragons, Azor's Control, Esper Dungeon. Maybe split that a little bit in half between a tier two and tier three there. So that's how we'll do it. Again, you can check this out down below, and you can see that clear delineation in the description for you. So that is best of one. We're also going to cover best of three here in terms of Alchemy. So let's go ahead. We'll blow this out. Again, I don't expect the data to be as heavy here. It's a lot less, which I'm not surprised on. Again, here's what we see at the top line level. This all goes all the way back to January or December. Again, meta here is going to be a challenge, and we can see that in terms of the data. And we already knew that it was an issue there for some of that top level stuff. So we're not going to be able to get that cut, but where do we get the cut? And again, this is important to understand that this is still showing some of the other stuff without the rebalancing. So if we go to meta snapshot, this is where we're going to look at for best of three. Again, bronze. This is going to be the big thing to pay attention to. Gruul Werewolves, Mono Green Stompy, and Orzhov midrange are really the key three decks. Again, you can see those win rates being pretty healthy in best of three. So essentially what that means is as long as you're on one of these, and if you don't play one of these other ones, you're going to have a really, really healthy win rate. You can see how some of the other stuff trended. But again, wanted to show you this cut because it's important. in terms of what's happening. And again, this is popularity today, win rate today. So that's going to take out some of these other issues and challenges. Gruul Werewolves is heavily played at 50%. Heavily played. So a lot of this has to do with tournament stuff. Again, if you watch the Mythras Multiverse tournament, it's exactly what we saw. A lot of people on Gruul Werewolves. Again, I ended up taking it down with Selesnya Life Gain or Selesnya Aggro, which is a great deck, in my opinion, best of 3. It walls up against Gruul Werewolves, does a great job. Mono Green Stompy, same thing. Orzhov mid-range can be a little bit different. It's going to struggle with some of those late game decks, so I just want to call that out. So best of 3, those are really the 3 decks to pay attention to when it comes to best of 3 for Alchemy, my friends. So in a nutshell, that's what we have for today in terms of the Alchemy tier list. I think it's important. Wanted to get you this information fast and furious. Again, flip me a like, smash the subscribe, stay around for a while. Appreciate your support as always. This is our February take here prior to Kamigawa. Stay tuned because we got some more stuff coming. And the best way to do that is by staying in touch with all things here on the channel. So with that, we'll see you again soon, Planeswalkers. Thank you for your support as always. Questions, comments, let me know. Love to hear from you and feedback. With that, you stay safe, you take care. Until next time, Planeswalkers, Mythras out.